welcome to my video series, Changing the Way We Look at Stuttering. I'm Barbara Dam. I have been working with people who stutter for several decades, and the purpose of this video is to help you, the clinician, to feel confident and enjoy working with people who stutter because you're helping them to get what they want, the ability to speak with ease and comfort. In the first video, we looked at the goals of therapy. In the second video, we looked at what goes into producing speech. If you haven't seen those videos, I suggest that you take a look at them because every video in the series builds on the videos that we had before. So I'd really love you to take a look at them. And today we're going to talk about how people who stutter interfere with the way they are producing speech. Now, we discussed that when a person is speaking, normally all of the attention is on the thoughts that are being expressed. And this is something that isn't going on in people who stutter. They are thinking about how to talk. And usually the thought, getting the words out, is part of what their attention is on. How am I going to get the words out? So instead of just thinking, they're doing many things like scanning ahead, pre-planning what they're going to say, thinking how to form the words, and there's a lot that goes on. Just see how difficult this is when your attention isn't only on your thoughts. Talk for a while, even to yourself, and be aware of every time you say the word me, or if you're talking about yourself, let's pick a different word, maybe something you'll say all the time, like to, or every time you say a T sound, and pay attention to it. You have to scan, you have to be aware, you have to, of the speech sounds, you have to be thinking, when is it going to come up? Now, if you are also thinking, how am I going to avoid this? Or how am I going to control my mouth so I'll be able to say it? Well, then you find it even harder to do. So the first thing that people who stutter have problems with is that they are paying too much attention to speaking in itself. The next thing that we discussed is that language develops automatically, and people who stutter are very word-oriented. So they are looking at the words and to different degrees, choosing them, scanning ahead to see them, sometimes even trying to imagine seeing them in their mind's eye. Another thing that people who stutter do that interferes with the process of speaking is they control the way the mouth articulates. So when you're speaking, if you're thinking, what am I going to do with my mouth and how am I going to form the words, then you'll have a really hard time actually doing it because your mouth won't be working on a normal, natural neurological program using muscles that really we don't have control over. Now, another thing that goes on is that people who stutter are pushing their voice out and they're not producing their voice in a way that allows it to express the normal flowing intonation of normal speech. So it's really important to be able to produce speech using a normal, natural voice. Another thing is that people who stutter work on serial processing. First, I've got to do this. I know what I want to say, and then I have to get it out. And how many of your clients have said to you, I know what I want to say, I just can't get it out? Well, very often they're not working on this parallel processing. They're working on serial processing and trying to do one thing and then the other. There's a lot that goes into this, and a lot of it is driven by the thoughts and feelings, beliefs, perceptions of the person who stutters. Today, we talked a little bit about the things that they do to interfere. Next time, I would like to talk to you about some of those thoughts and feelings and what we could do about changing the way we perceive stuttering, the way our clients perceive themselves, and various other aspects of the mind that goes into speaking. Before we finish this video, I want to ask you to join me on February 4th for a Facebook Live. It will be at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, the United States Eastern Time, and I would really love for you to join me because this will give you a chance to ask me questions about what I've said so far in this video series and what I'll be saying as we go on. I know some of these ideas are not things that we normally think about when treating people who stutter. So I'm sure you have lots of questions, and I will be doing a question and answer on February 4th so that you can ask me whatever questions you have about how we can help our clients change the way they think about stuttering.